Hey, what's going on? Pat McLaughlin here from drumlinechops.com, and today I'm joined with the one and only Ralph Hardimon. In this interview, we talk about how Ralph got started with the marching and percussion activity, all the places that he's marched and taught. We also explore the evolution of the activity throughout the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and some of the major equipment changes that happened throughout that time period. At the end, Ralph also gives some really great advice for both educators and members of drumlines and things that you can do to improve your rudimental drumming, and also just some really great words of wisdom towards the very end. All right, so make sure you check out the entire interview. It's packed full of great stuff, and thanks so much to Ralph for doing this and giving everybody the opportunity to pick his brain a little bit. All right, thanks for checking out Drumline Chops, and enjoy the interview. All right, so today I'm joined with Ralph Hardimon. Ralph is the man when it comes to rudimental drumming, and I'm very, very excited to have him on the website and give us some insights to what he does and how he does it. So Ralph, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, anytime. So how did you first get started with rudimental percussion?
Wow, it started way back in the 60s, I guess, with the Los Angeles Junior Police Band. I grew up in Los Angeles, so it was a pretty strong, high-powered band back in the day, and started with them, and then moved on from there to drum corps. Probably 1967, I believe, with the Velvet Knights out in California, Southern Cal. And then on to the Anaheim Kingsmen, 1971 through 73, and that's when I aged out in 73. So that's why I learned most of everything I knew doing my, in terms of drum corps and rudiments with my marching years. Of course, in school too, studying the rudimental charts, the 13 essentials, 26, on and on.
So then what, if you can think back, what was one of the main things that you, or at least one of the things you remember struggling with when you first started drumming, and how did you end up overcoming that?
Flam rudiments, mainly drags I was struggling with, and it was just a matter of slowing everything down and working really hard on even balance from right to left hand, and really breaking down in terms of what the wrist was doing, what our style was at the time. But more so than anything, just slow practicing. Because, and it took me years. I mean, it didn't happen overnight. At least a couple of years of hardcore practicing slow and making sure I was breaking everything down in terms of drags and flam radicues and things like that, which not too many people play anymore, but they're still cool. Try it sometime.
Yeah, absolutely.